Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to a Moss and Hip Hop video. Now, in today's video, I overall wanted to talk on the artist VIC MENSA. Here's the thing, I don't hate him, but it's just he's one of those artists where I just can't really bring myself. Like now I'm starting back to listening to his music for like the first time in what since his infamous moment of when he dissed XXX Tentacion. If you guys didn't know, kind of a big XXX Tentacion fan, and so any disrespect towards him, of course, his fans ain't gonna take that lightly. But anyways, but before X, I was listening to VIC MENSA. In fact, I remember one of my favorite songs from VIC MENSA is well, I remember when the one song Rage, when people had kept talking about that, and that was like one song that like everybody wanted to listen to, and it's a good song, don't get me wrong. But another song that I did like of his, he's actually featured on this song, but it's a good song, Wolves, with Kanye West, and I believe it was Sia. And then there's a lot going on. That was a good song too, because it was like a more of a storytelling type song rather than just a rapper rapping or something. So anyways, but that's who he is. In 16 Shots, that was a moving song too. So he has good music. I'm not gonna deny that from him. Like I'm not gonna say that he's a bad artist just because of this one thing. Like he is a good artist, don't get me wrong. And if you want to, you can very well go check out his music. But if you don't want to, then I can understand. But he's one of those guys where I'm like, I just can't really bring myself to listening to his music. Like ever since then, I've always, because I still have his music saved, but I end up skipping it and I just don't listen to it because I'm like, yo, it's messed up. Like you just went out of your way to diss a person that couldn't even defend themselves. And that's one thing that I never really understood that I was going to talk about. I was going to make a video about it. But I don't understand why artists feel like that they need to disrespect an artist that's not alive to defend themselves. Like when people like say that they're better than Tupac, like would you honestly go up to Tupac and say that to his face? Like I remember when Lil Xan, when he was like he I think he gave like Tupac's music a bad rating, or he said something, but I'm like, would you have that same energy in front of Tupac? Like that's what I'm saying. Like who knows? He might have, because I was like, I remember when Lil Xan, they say he was facing some trouble for pulling a gun out on a person. So I'm like, yeah, but it's stuff like that where I'm like, don't disrespect an artist that's not alive to defend themselves. Like I don't understand why people do stuff like that. And yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, people need to chill on that. But yeah, when that had happened, when that went down, I was all like, I had lost a lot of respect for VIC MENSA because he was an artist that was like, he's a pretty good artist. Like the man, every time when you see him anywhere, he's always gonna put on a show. Like whether it's his music, whether he's featured, whether he was on Wild and Out. I thought he was really good on Wild and Out. I was like, bro, he should be a cast member on Wild and Out, because I'm saying, bro, you can go somewhere with that. But what else? Like, what else has he done? Like, he's done a lot of good things. So I'm like, I'm like, bro, I don't understand. Why would you go down this route? Why would you talk on an artist that you can relate to? Because you very well in his song, there's a lot going on. He talks about like his whole like life, and so I think he did in a way, but he talked about a lot of like crazy things that went down in his life. And one of the things that he talked about was like how he choked his girlfriend in a closet or something like that. That was like the lyrics. But anyways, but yeah, I'm like, bro, you can relate to the guy. So if anything, you should not be talking. I'm like, you the fine one to talk. I'm like, that's kind of like hypocritical for you to diss somebody for the same things that you did. Like whether you choke, pushed her, punched her, slapped her, flicked her in her forehead, you still abused a woman. So my thing is like, you should not be out of your way, like, trying to make him like, oh, he bad, he did, like, like, and then, because it was, then when you hear that his mom was there, I'm like, that's just, man, that's messed up. I'm all like, that's a really messed up situation that he still act like that. He was like, oh, I don't care and stuff, but like, I'm like, nah, bro, you messed up. So I personally think, his career, it can potentially go on. Maybe people, might see past what he did and be like, overall, he is a good and talented young artist. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know. Like it's one of those situations where it's up in the air, and it could be anybody's ball. So that's what I'm like, I do wish the best for him. If If he does, because I'm like, he just released a song not too long ago. Hold on for a second. I don't know where it's at with views, but VIC Mensa, yeah, he released a song, 10,000 views. Oh, he released the song too. Dang. So he released the song 2 days ago. They only got 10,000 views. Or it was a freestyle, but yeah, he had Down on My Luck. That was a good video. I liked the video. That was a pretty good video. He did that 13 years ago. You Mad was good. That was pretty good. Then there, of course, there's a lot going on for him on Wild and Now. He did a song with G-Eazy. I'm like, that's good. Rappers waiting to fight. VIC Mensa for dissing X. I'm like, yeah, bro, you messed up on that. You messed up big time on that. Stitches, Tankhead. Speaking of Tankhead, what has he been up to? Because I remember he was dealing, or he had some things going on. Is he cool now, or is he just? Oh, is he releasing merch? Or he released some merch 5 days ago. I wonder, is he like out on bail? Like, what's the situation with him? Because he was dealing with some stuff, and yeah, I'm like, just well, he hasn't really. I don't know. He was releasing merch. He might still be in jail, but anyways, dang, that was in the beginning of the year. Why I feel like that was so long ago? I thought that was like last year or something. Huh? That's crazy. Tankhead's release date. It was like members only 3. I'm like, I'm not looking for that. But I guess, yeah. Hold on, let me go to news. Sometimes stuff might be more updated in the news section of Google. Nope, still stuff from February, March. So around that time, but it hasn't really said anything about Tankhead. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, you had a lot of people like mad at you for that, and it's, bruh, you shouldn't have did that to yourself. I'm saying, like, you could have went down a different route. And I'm like, people be trying to do things for attention and, try to get some, like, be in the media's eye. I'm like, bro, you was doing perfectly fine what you was doing before. Don't ruin your career like that. But there might be, like I said, the ball's up in the air. It could go to anybody at this point. But let's see what happens with them. I do wish him the best. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.